Hi, this is Ginger from My Sister Scrapper here with another scrapbookpal.com video. Today we're going to make a really super cute card using the Hero Arts Wish Big Peekaboo Parts stamp set and the Peekaboo Doors Fancy Die. So there's the cute little images. You get a really nice background stamp and some individual images along with some nice little sentiments. Then here's the die. What it does is it's a cover die and it cuts all these little doors so you can stamp your little messages inside the little door frames. So that's what we're going to make. So what I did was I've got some Bristol Smooth cardstock here, and we're going to do some ink blending with some distress oxides. I'm starting out with Squeeze Lemonade. We're just going to start in the middle and go from the center in a circular motion and just kind of out to the edges. So the next color is going to be Spice Marmalade, and I'm not the best ink blender, but you know what? It's all good because it's ink and you're just going to get messy and have fun and just try to blend back and forth in between the colors to make them blend so you don't have a harsh line. So I'm going back and forth between the Squeeze Lemonade and the Spiced Marmalade. And then my third color is going to be the Picked Raspberry. So again, I've got a blender brush here and I'm just going to go around the outside edges, kind of turn my paper, try to get my fingers out of the ink, and just ink blend all the way around with the Picked Raspberry. Try to blend that in with the Spiced Marmalade. So I'm going to go back with some Spice Marmalade because I kind of lost that color a little bit, and just blend a little bit more of that, and then go back with the Picked Raspberry. Again, my cardstock's a little bit bigger than the die, so I don't have to go all the way to the edge. Again, just going back and forth just to make sure I have a blend. So we're going to set that aside just to let it dry for a little bit. And now we're going to work on the inside. Now I went ahead and positioned my stamps. I picked out some of the little tiny sentiments that were on the stamp set. And what I did to figure out where they went is I took the die and used it as like a little placeholder, and I put it right on the corner, and I am stamping it on black cardstock. So then I lined up the little sentiments inside all the little squares that I was going to use. And I didn't use all of them. But that's how I figured out where to put the stamps. So I just pulled the ones that I thought would fit. And there's some party hats and sentiments and little candles, and stuck those on there. And now I'm going to use my powder tool because we're going to heat emboss these with white embossing powder. So I'm covering the whole panel. That's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then we're going to take the Versamark ink, which is a sticky ink, and we're going to go ahead and stamp the images onto the black cardstock. And then we're going to press it down to make sure we have a good impression so we can cover it with the white embossing powder. So now I'm taking some Lawn Fawn white embossing powder, and I'm going to dump it all over the card base here. And then we're going to shake off the excess. And it's okay. I mean, I was kind of okay with some of it being a little messy because, again, they're going right behind the little doors. You're not going to see that much. So might just could be extra confetti. I don't know. But I tried to clean up a little bit of it. Now we're going to go ahead and heat emboss this. Pour the excess back into the container. Okay, so there's our little panel, and hopefully it's dry enough. Now we're going to put the panel in there, and we're going to use the big background stamp, and we're going to stamp that in black. And I'm going to use the Lawn Fawn jet black ink. This is a big die, covers the whole cover of the card, which is nice. So I'm just covering up the stamp with the ink, and then we're going to stamp right directly on top of our ink blended background. And there you go. Gonna do it twice just to make it a little bit darker. Make sure it's lined up. And stamp it twice. There we go. Now we're going to take that little panel and we are going to take the die, and we want to make sure that we line it up correctly so our images are not upside down. So the two larger brackets at the top are the top of the card base, and then we're going to run it through the die cut machine. So there's our little images. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim around. I trimmed like a 1/16 of an inch off on all four sides of the distress inked background, just so I would have a little bit of a black border. Now we're going to glue this to the black cardstock, but you want to make sure you only add glue around the outside edges, and I'm using a thin bead of our glitter glue because you don't want to close the little doors. And then just adding a few dots of glue where you can tell where there's not going to be any problem with the doors opening. So then again, I wanted a little black border here around the whole outside edge, so I did trim the panel down. I'm going to press that down, make sure it's stuck, and then it should all line up correctly. Now what I did is I took a larger card base and I took the Spice Marmalade Distress Oxide ink and a couple of the balloon stamps, and just to add some decoration on the inside of the card, I stamped 2 of the balloons using the Spice Marmalade Distress Oxide. And I took a card base and I did trim it down, so it's a little bit bigger than 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, just because I wanted a little more of a border here, just to break up some of the color. But you don't have to do this. You could just do it on a black card base, the standard size, but I wanted a little extra, and I did do an ivory card base. So we're going to glue that to the front. And there's our little card. And then when you open up the little doors, you've got all these cute little sentiments. Live it up, happy birthday, make a wish. And then we got a little party hat there. So it's kind of cute. And you could even just do like little confetti splatters all over. That'd be kind of fun too for the background. So there you go, everybody. That's the cute little card that we created using the Hero Arts Wish Big Peekaboo Parts stamp and the Peekaboo Doors Fancy Die.